second quarter is where I think it, got away from us a bit. They got rolling and created a little separation. The turnovers, especially in the first half, were a problem, but 12 turnovers for 19 points. We knew going in, they're second in steals, second in strips. They're going to turn teams over. We have to kind of avoid that trap. And we didn't do a very good job, especially in that first half, and paid the price for it. Even late game, I think we had 3 possessions, down 10 or down 11, and just couldn't get over the hump. So just our late game execution, a little disorganized at times, but there were some positives. I think there were some positives, especially on the offensive end, defensively. And I know those two are a handful, particularly Steph. Did a better job in that first half than the second, but once he gets going, it's really difficult to kind of cool him off.
Were you pleased with what you saw from Porzingis tonight?
Yeah, I think so. He missed some shots early, and that's going to happen. But I think overall it was a solid effort. I think he, to have him play, a slightly longer stretch, each game I think is important. To have him, in there late, but also to just continue to develop that chemistry. Be out there with those guys and get a feel for where he likes to be and what kind of actions he wants to be involved in.
What did you see in terms of the way Denny responded tonight to games for him that were not up to his own standards?
He was a lot better. I think he was more relaxed. I didn't think he was pressing or, he shot an air ball and that happens, but didn't let it affect him. He came right back and kind of stayed the course, which is a good sign. And just continue to play with confidence. Play your game, and you'll be all right.
Kind of had a diversity of 3-point shooters tonight. What did you just see from the perimeter defense?
Steph is 7 for 14. It's a tough outing. Clay gets going a little bit, but going in, we knew they were going to make threes. We wanted to take away the easy ones. There's some guys who, are capable 3-point shooters who made threes as well. I think 6 or 7 threes from their quote-unquote non-shooters, but it's going to happen. And we have to do a better job of, kind of shutting that valve off early and not let him, him get going. And that's easier said than done. He's obviously, one of the best players in the league and one of the best all-time offensive players to have ever played. So to do that is a tall task. But just being locked in and just take away all those easy looks, I think that would help.
What do you guys make of the 4-game stretch out west as a whole?
It was a disappointment. We knew coming out it was these were tough games. I told our guys, maybe it's a different result if we played this hard the other night. Bottom line, you can argue it's the second night of a back-to-back, but we didn't get the desired result. But I thought our overall effort and intent was much better.
For the positives you saw on the offensive end, did those positives come from KP and Denny? Was that what you're talking about, or what else did you see?
In general, I thought early on, ball was moving, and I think we got some good looks. I liked our pace, our attack after we got stops. First half in particular, we were aggressive in the paint, which is always a strength of ours. But I think overall it was a solid offensive outing. We just have to clean up the execution late and make sure we're getting quality possessions in crunch time. Yeah, overall I am. I think it's he's shooting with a lot of confidence. And I've told him before, just be decisive. The ball finds you in rhythm, shoot it. If you're within the confines of our offense, by all means. And the biggest thing for him is to continue to make quick decisions. Attack live ball closeouts, shoot it, or get off of it and find the next action. But I think he's done a terrific job with that. He puts a lot of time in it, and he's reaping the benefit.
Chase.
Hey, Wes. 3-point defense has been such a strength for you guys all year. What do you think's been different these last 4 or 5 games?
Well, I think I'll say the last 2 in general, but a lot of the threes are coming off the bounce, those are tough to guard. You got unique guys shooting pull-ups. that's tough. Some of them are catch and shoot. I think our strength has been, guarding the three in particular in pick and rolls. But we haven't seen a ton of that in the last couple nights. It's been more just one-on-one, catch and shoot, in transition. In those areas, I think we have to clean up. But, on the season in general, I think the vast majority of those are pick and rolls.
And it seemed like tonight we saw a little bit more of Kuz and Porzingis setting each other up. What are you seeing from them in terms of them building chemistry together?
I think it's going to take time, but I like the two-man tandem. Those sometimes it's three-man actions, but you're trying to put a ball handler, playmaker involved. KP can mix pick and pops, rolls, and then whether it's Pope or Kuz, kind of single-side tags. Those kind of dimensions have been good for us.
Neil.
Hey, Coach. We've talked before about, just helping the helper and communication on defense. Guys have said, they're not on a string, things like that. How much this season have you seen that as a recurring issue, and the times that you guys have done well in that, would you say that's more of a abnormality, or how do you kind of just find that consistency in that regard?
That is the big word, is consistency. And it's on both ends, just trying to find a level of consistency to stay in play. I think it happens. There are times that there's confusion. Sometimes we're changing defenses, try to get the ball to somebody's hand or put a little bit more pressure on somebody, and those changes aren't articulated amongst the group. So you have two or three guys maybe who are locked into what has changed, and maybe another two or three who haven't quite got it. So just that level of communication, I think, is the biggest piece, and that's just something that we have to continue to work at.
Thanks, Coach. Safe travels.
Thank you.
And last question is Shibata.
Hello, Coach. Thank you for your time. I'd like to ask you about Rui Hachimura. Can you hear me? I'd like to ask you about the Rui Hachimura's performance, and I'm wondering if you have any idea or intention of moving him into a starting lineup in the near future?
I think, everything's on the table. I think I like him where he is right now. But as he progresses, we'll see. I think he's done a lot of good things, and I know he missed a chunk of games early, so we were playing catch up, in the meat of the season. But where he is now from where he was, a month and a half, 2 months ago, it's night and day. Different level of confidence. He's shooting the ball at a high clip. He's got a pretty good feel for how we play, how we space. So I just want to continue to see him grow.